Hey guys, Chelsea here. In the last Enlisted update, which was where it was mentioning, what's coming to the game, there was really four things of big note, which was the progression change, the campaigns merging, skill-based matchmaking, and the and of course the change to custom games. But which does each of these benefit? And that's really what I'm going to be talking about with this video. The first thing, I'm just going to go from the order I just mentioned there. So the first one was, of course, the progression. Who did this benefit? Now, this really benefits people who are, I would say they're new to the game, but they're more retention. It's more retention rather than anyone who is, already on the game, because people who have already played the game for a long time, they're going to have everything, and they're going to already have everything. So it's not really going to benefit them. Rather, it's going to benefit newer players and players who are more, so it's going to benefit most of the player base. The only people it's not really going to benefit are people who have everything maxed already, who really, they're just going to be, the top tier 1% of all players. So it's really going to more of a 99% of the player base are going to benefit from this. Now, I am saying this is a good idea as well, because really, the progression tree is fucking stupid, because, let's face it, you can have there's many levels that you can have in the progression tree, which you just go, oh god, I don't really want to get this. Stuff like mortars, planes, tanks, sniper rifles, or any other weapons that you don't use. Or, even stuff like, for example, the Beretta M1918, which is very subjective, shotguns that, are pretty crap, and stuff like that. So this progression will actually help alleviate those problems. The second thing, of course, was the campaigns merging. Now, this really is kind of a more universal. It might be a good thing for I know people are pushing back against this, saying this is going to be a bad thing. Especially, I've seen people say, oh, we're going to see stuff like T60s and BT7s versus Koenigsegers. Or are we going to see, very early war stuff against the incredibly late war stuff? Like, on the flip side, we're going to see Panzer IIs versus IS2s and stuff like that. Most of it is mostly based on the Moscow, Berlin and Stalingrad being merged together. But I think that this one can work in accordance to what comes next. But I do see where the concern is coming from, especially because, well, a T60 is never going to put a dent on not even on a Panzer IV, really. So, yeah. I can see where this one's coming from, where people are coming from with this, but I think that this one isn't the biggest problem, I think. As for the next problem, which is skill-based matchmaking, this one is really going to benefit newer players more than older players. But even that's got its problems. I mentioned it in my last video. I said that that Smurf accounts will pretty much be able to bully, newer players, because you can just, some good players can just jump onto alt accounts and just bully the crap out of newer players. You can just do that. It happens in stuff like, Overwatch. It happens in stuff like Call of Duty. It happens in any game which has skill-based matchmaking. People will just get Smurf accounts and they'll just do that, which I think kind of defeats the purpose of skill-based matchmaking, which is why I'm actually against it. I think people would rather have the chance of going up against higher level players than pretty much being a guaranteed going against high level players who are using Smurf accounts. Like, obviously, if against Smurf accounts, then sure, it's fine, but when you have, people who are using Smurf accounts, then it gets pretty bad pretty quickly. And the final thing is, of course, the the custom game change, and this is really good, in my opinion, for especially for later level players who have been asking for this stuff for ages. And it's also good for people like Quadro who do like historical game modes, and they have to do like a kind of honor-based system where you have to say, hey, I'm doing this loadout regardless. You know, and it makes it so that you can actually put loadouts out, and you know, custom games, in my opinion, are a lot of fun. They are probably the most fun you can have in Enlisted at the moment. Especially, you know, if you have like some stupid, insane, chaotic free-for-all. Or you can have some, you know, gun games, stuff like that. So I think improvements to custom games is a huge benefit to the game as a whole. So, yeah. Anyways, I think that'll be it really for this video. There's not really much else to say. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave your thoughts in the comments what you guys think of this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.